Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you 4 awesome builds that you can add to your Minecraft houses that will instantly improve your garden / house. Depending on where you put these are more centered on the outside of the house, however. So, first up, in this video, I'll be showing you how to make a football / soccer pitch, depending on where you are in the world. The second build I will be showing you is a basketball court. I'll also be showing you how to make a tennis court. And finally, I'll be showing you how to make a swimming pool. And that's what we're going to be building today. Just as a side note, is it cruel to force a pig to go down a water slide? Well, you know what, it certainly looks like he's enjoying it. He's trying to get up for another go. Well, that was completely random. If you do enjoy this video, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very, very much. He really wants back up that water slide. And, of course, if you do enjoy any of these builds, share it with a friend. I bet they'd love to make it too. Sharing is caring. Isn't that right, Mr. Pig? He is so gone. I'll also be leaving timestamps down below just so that you can skip to your preferred builds if you like. Let's get started. So the first thing that we will be making is a soccer pitch or a football pitch, depending on where you are in the world. We will be needing every single one of these materials that you can see in my inventory right now. The only ones that I think that you might have trouble identifying are white concrete, this is green terracotta, and this is lime terracotta, and of course, that's black concrete. Sometimes, between the concretes and the terracottas, it can get confusing what's what. Make sure that you have every single one of these. Make sure that you have enough room to make the football pitch. It is a 37 by a 21 block area that we will require. Pause the video if necessary, make sure you've both got enough room and all of the materials, and then we can begin. So, if you did make this grid in your world, I would recommend making your way to the bottom front left-hand corner of the grid. Count inwards to the right by 1, 2, and 3. And this is where we're going to start. I'm going to dig 16 blocks in the ground to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to mark out the 16th block by digging a block inwards as well. That'll be important later, but for now we're going to continue digging right by a further 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I then want you to dig upwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then dig left by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dig inwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig left by 1. Dig up left diagonally by 1. And extend upwards by 2. 1, 2. Dig up right diagonally by 1. Right by 1. Dig back on yourself. And then continue digging upwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then dig downwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. In this hole, place a white concrete. And dig downwards from that white concrete until you connect back to where you were building. The shape that we should have, by the way, should look very much like this. Continue on top of that white concrete block that we just placed, and place 3 white concrete on top. 1, 2, 3. Place a quartz slab on top of that and extend it towards you by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place white concrete underneath that until it connects into the ground. I then want you to dig into the ground in front of the 6th concrete by 3. 1, 2, 3. And do the same at the opposite end of the goalpost. 1, 2, 3. Connect those two rows together in this fashion. Now, place quartz stairs behind the top two sides of the goalpost, coming backwards from the two white concretes. Place a quartz stairs coming down and diagonally from the first initial quartz stairs. And then place an additional quartz stairs on the ground to join everything together. Place net or cobweb between all of the quartz stairs and between the small gap remaining in between the goalposts at the side. So the stairs together and also the 3-block gap on both the left and the right. Like that. Now, once you have managed to do this, we are going to continue digging out the frame. So I want you to come all the way back to this point right here. We dug right and then down. But from the block that we dug right and down from, I want you to dig upwards from this block by a further 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I then want you to dig back on yourself. I want you to dig all the way backwards until we make a row that is parallel and equal in length to the original starting row. Meaning, you can see where we started all the way over there. We want the same thing on this side. You guys can see what I'm talking about here. So, once you have made that row, we now have to dig in on ourselves again. So, digging across to the original side, dig 4 blocks inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, dig 6 blocks to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then dig inwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig left by 1. Dig up left diagonally. Up by 2. 1, 2. Dig up right diagonally. And then right by 1. Dig both back on yourself. And then continue digging upwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dig to connect to the edge of the field, but then dig downwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a white concrete in that hole, and then destroy down from that hole until you connect all the way backwards, like this. On top of the white concrete, I want you to place an additional 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a quartz slab on top of this, and extend the slab towards you by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And extend the 6th block downwards into the ground, like this, using white concrete. We also have to dig in front of the net by 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3. Connect those rows together, like this. Grab the quartz stairs, and behind the net, I want you to place a quartz stairs behind each one of the top corners. Extend them down to the ground, using a quartz stair that is lower and outwards. Place a quartz stairs on the ground to actually join them together. Place webbing in between the sides of the net, and also place webbing to connect the quartz stairs together, like this. Now, you will have something which should very much look like this. We're not quite done. I want you to take the middle of the field, which is fairly easy to find because we actually dug out a block where the middle of the field is earlier. I want you to dig a solid row leading from one end of the field to the opposite end of the field like this, bisecting it, aka cutting it in half. Right in the center of the field, which is quite easy to find because if you know where the middle of these rows of 3 are that we have on the left and right of us, you can find the center of the field. Well, in the center of the field, I want you to place a white concrete, black carpet on top, item frames all around, black concrete inside of the item frames. This gives us something which looks kinda like a football. Okay, there's only 2 things left for us to do, and this should be fairly simple. So, we have to fill in all of the lines that we have created using white concrete. That's all we have to do. Place white concrete in the ground everywhere that we have dug into the ground. This will give us all of the separating lines that make up the pitch of, that make up the football pitch. This includes in between the nets and absolutely pretty much just about everywhere. I'm going to do half of this for you on screen, and then the next half I'll explain what I'm doing rather than actually show you physically what I'm doing. So, you can see what you have to do. You simply fill in the lines. However, I am going to change the colour of the football pitch. I'm going to remove all of the grass in between the lines and I'm going to install fake grass. All this means is I'm going to place green terracotta, followed by lime terracotta, followed by green, lime, green, so on and so forth. And this is the fake grass that I will be using to make the football pitch. Once done, once added all of the lines, and once we have added all of the grass, then we will be finished and we will have our 100% fully completed finished football pitch. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm sure that you guys will manage to do it without my guidance from this point onwards. So this is what the football pitch will look like once it's been 100% fully completed. As you can see, I have filled in all of the lines, I've added all of the fake grass, which is absolutely not necessary by the way, or you could even alter it and use perhaps lime green concrete, or one colour, or just leave it as is. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first build. Let's move on to the next one. And I think it goes without saying that if you are building all of these in one go, to please pause the video right now, as I am of course going to be moving on to a straight up new build, and obviously you're not going to keep up because you're probably still filling in lines and adding grass and stuff. So the next build that we'll be working on is a basketball court. We will require every single one of the materials that you can see in both the inventory and the hotbar right now. And the materials in the hotbar that you might struggle with, we have white concrete, that is grey concrete, that is red sandstone slabs, quartz slab, and that is black concrete. And I think that you guys will be able to identify the rest. So make sure that you have all of those materials. Make sure that you have enough room to make it. It only requires a 31 block by a 21 block area to make. Pause the video if necessary. Make sure you got all your stuff. Make sure you can make it. And once you do have all of that stuff, we can begin. So let's say that you yourself have actually made this grid in your world. You want to begin on the front left hand corner of the grid, and you want to dig 16 blocks to the right inside the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Dig inwards towards the center by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I then want you to dig to the left by 1. And then dig 2 upper left diagonally. 1, 2. Dig upwards by 2. 1, 2. Dig upwards to the right by 2 diagonally. 1, 2. Dig right by 2. 1, 2. Dig downwards by 2 diagonally. 1, 2. Dig down by 2. 1, 2. Dig downwards to the left diagonally by 2. 1, 2. I then want you to split this circle up the middle. Like this. That is the shape that we have. It kind of reminds me of like an Eye of Ender. Anyway, I want you to take the middle of the circular shape that we have right here. It's this block. Dig 7 blocks upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dig to the right and to the left by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I also want you to dig to the left by 15. However, this is easy because you don't have to count. All you have to do is make a hole that lines up with the original row that you dug out to get to the center of the court. So it should be fairly simple for you to do that, if you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, next we're going to continue from that row of 15 that we placed on the right. We're starting from the right hand side because why not? Dig down from the 15th block by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dig left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig down to the left diagonally by 2. 1, 2. Down by 2. 1, 2. Dig down to the right diagonally by 2. 1, 2. Dig to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig back on yourself, connecting things together. I also want you to dig inwards from the end of the middle of the shape that we've made, so this block. Dig to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Dig upwards and downwards to give you this shape. Kind of reminds me of like a diglet. Okay, next I want you to, basically the idea is to connect this block right here, downwards here. I want you to connect this to this. So basically we are making a 90-degree angle that connects all the way back to the corner of the court, like this. Now, once you have done that, we can return back over to this row of 15 that we dug out earlier, on the opposite side of the pitch. We're essentially doing what we have done on that side to this side. I want you to dig down to the right by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then dig inwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig inwards to the right by 2. 1, 2. Right by 2. 1, 2. Bottom and down by 2. 1, 2. And then dig down by 1, 2, 3, 4. You can connect to the opposite end of the court or to the corner of the court. You can dig out this end bit here to connect everything together. And then we want to take the very middle of the end, dig downwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. Split left, split right. Now, these are all of the lines that we have created. This is very important. Fill them all in using white concrete. That is one of the most important parts. We want to dig out all of the various lines that make up all of the boxes, and then we can add the individual details to the court. There aren't many things that we are missing. All that we are missing really at this point in time, other than of course the various colours that we are going to apply in the name of detail. We are going to add basketball courts, or baskets, to the basketball court rather. We'll be adding a basketball itself, and that's pretty much it. We don't have loads to do. So I'm going to just fill in the remainder of the area. It does take a surprising amount of time, quite honestly. Don't forget the bit in the middle, this big circular bit in the middle, and hopefully once it is finished, it should look exactly like this. Now, once you have done that, I want you to then dig out the areas on both the left and right of the basketball court where the actual baskets are going to sit. Basically these shapes that I remarked kind of like either like ghosts or diglets. I'm not entirely sure. Fill in the end part with blue concrete and fill in the larger part using red concrete like this. Do the same on the opposite side. So this side, of course, we want to dig out the same blocks. This is red. And then the other blocks, dig out, place blue. Like this. We're going to use black concrete now. So, on each end of the basketball court, as you might imagine, we have baskets. And these are made very easily. First, you locate the middle of the basketball court on both the left and right sides. And we begin by placing 4 black concrete coming up from the middle. It's quite easy. You can see pretty much, like, you can figure out where the middle is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slap a white concrete on top of this. Place glass on top of the white concrete, to the right, to the left, and in the top 2 corners, here and here. Place white concrete to the right of this, white concrete to the left. Quartz slab on top of this, quartz slab below this, like so. We then want to use our red sandstone slab, and we want to place a red sandstone slab in this position, and in between both of them. We're then going to use cobweb to simply place a cobweb underneath to emulate a basket. And that is what you want to do on the opposite side also. So if we quickly flip over to this side, we locate the middle. We place 4 black concrete, 1, 2, 3, and 4. White concrete on top of that. We place white glass to the left, right, above, and then in the 2 remaining corners. We then want to place white concrete to the right of this, and to the left of this as well. And then quartz slab above and below the remaining glass. Red sandstone slabs in front of this block, and then in between both of them. With a cobweb just between, like this, just underneath, like so. And those are the 2 baskets. I'm going to place a basketball, which I couldn't really find any better way of making one other than placing a single orange concrete in the center. And then all we have to do is simply dig out the remaining space inside of the basketball court, and there's a lot. Basically every single elsewhere in the basketball court will be dug out, replaced with grey concrete, and then that will be that, which I will of course do, show you how it looks, and then we will move on to the next build. And this is what the basketball court will look like once you have completed it. All I've done is I have dug out all the grass, replaced it with grey concrete, and that is that. Needless to say, if you want to immediately move on to the next build, feel free to pause the video if necessary. Make sure that you have finished, and then we can continue on. The next thing I'll be showing you how to make is a tennis court. To make the tennis court, we require white concrete, orange terracotta, black concrete, cobweb, quartz slab, white carpet, and optional lime concrete. Now, once you have all of these materials, and once you've figured out if you can make it, it requires once again a 31 block by a 21 block area to make, so please do make sure that you have enough room if you do actually plan on building this. Pause the video if necessary, gather the necessary materials, and then we can get started. So, if you have made this grid in your world, we're going to begin on the front left hand corner of it. And on the grid, we're going to dig to the right by 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I want you to mark out inwards. And then I want you to continue digging right by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Dig upwards by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then dig back on yourself. The goal is to eventually dig back as far as we have came, and to then extend backwards, once again back on yourself, to create a large rectangular area. It should look exactly like this. We also want to cut the area in half. We know where to dig because we dug out a guiding block area. So split the area in half like this. Wonderful. Okay, next, on the bottom of the court, we want to leave a row of 2. So we want to leave 2 rows of grass alone. The third row, we want to dig out horizontally. So exactly as you can see me doing here, leaving 2 rows alone, dig horizontally like this. And do the same above. So just at the opposite end of the court, you leave 2 rows alone, and then we dig to the right horizontally to divide the tennis court up as follows. Like that. We also have to divide the 2 large areas remaining. If you begin on the ends of these large areas, leave a gap of 6 counting right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then split the area vertically like this. So leaving a row of 6 alone, just like this. And on the opposite side, we want the same. So if we come to this opposite side here, we want to leave a row of 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we want to split the area vertically up and down like this, one end of the court to the other. What we then want to do is we want to fill in all of the gaps using white concrete. This is fairly simple. There's a lot less lines on the tennis court than there are all of the other previous builds. However, this doesn't stop this taking quite a while to complete. But once this is done, a majority of the detail will have been applied. This is probably one of the simpler builds out of all of the things that you could add to your houses, or more specifically your house's gardens, that you could add. Perfect. So eventually we will end up with a nice divided court. Now that you have divided all of the court up, we have to make the net. The net's very easy. If you take the ends of the tennis court in the middle and you place 2 black concrete on the ends, like 1, 2, and the opposite side, 1, 2. Place a quartz slab on top of each of the black concretes. Connect them together left and right using cobwebs. And then place white carpet on top of said cobwebs. Then you will have created pretty much the entire court. Place 1 or 2 lime concrete blocks on the court just to make it look as though you have tennis balls, and then feel free to fill the court in using any material you like. There are a vast array of different tennis courts. If you just pop it into Google Images, you will literally find most colours, so whatever colour you fancy, I would recommend. I'm going for a nice clay inspired court, so I'm going to be using orange terracotta. I know, I could actually use I could use something that was perhaps a little bit closer to clay, but orange terracotta is really, really nice and vibrant. So use whatever color you like, destroy all of the grass inside of it, and once we have destroyed all of that, we will be left with a nice, open, completed court. So this is what your tennis court will look like once it's been 100% fully completed. All I've done is I have dug out all the grass and I have placed in some orange terracotta. And that is that. Of course, if you are still working on your tennis court and you are going back to back and making all of these one after another, then pause the video, make sure that you have completed this, and then we can move on to the next project. The next thing we will be building is a swimming pool. To make the swimming pool, we need all of the materials that you can see in my hotbar right now. Once you have all of those, you might also need to check that you can actually make this. It requires a 31 block by a 21 block area to make, so please make sure that you have all of the materials. Make sure that you have enough space. And once you have both of those, and please pause the video if necessary, do make sure that you have all the stuff and that you can make it. And once you do have both of those things in check, we can begin. So if you like, you can also make this grid in your world, and if you do make the grid, you want to begin on the front left hand corner of the grid, and we want to dig into the ground by 31 from the corner to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Then dig upwards by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Dig back on yourself. The goal is to eventually dig far enough back that we are even in line with where we started. Then connect back to where you first started, like this. So, we will end up with this shape right here. Now, this shape has to be hollowed out, and we also have to dig down. So, just to represent this, I'm not going to be doing this on recording, but I want you to pause the video and copy my actions where necessary. So, the first thing that we have to do is dig out all of the area in between the lines that we have just created. Once the area has been dug out, it should look like this. Now, once you have done this, and please, I will remind you, pause if necessary, this takes quite a long time, we now have to dig downwards. Not only once, we want to dig down that area twice. So in total, that very large area, we should have, including the first time that we did it, 3 rows down of the very large pool that we're creating. Please, pause the video if necessary. Make sure that you have a big giant hole like the one that I've just created. And then once you've done that, we can move on. Next thing we want to do now that we have the pool area is place a layer of white concrete going all the way around the edge of the bottom of it. You see, the pool that we have created is going to be divided into many swimming lanes, which means that we are going to be placing some lights and dividers throughout the pool. Hence why we are going to be marking out what we're going to be marking out next. So now that we have the rectangular shaped white concrete, move your way to the left side corner and digging, or rather placing, birchwood planks. I want you to follow this pattern from one end of the pool to the other, like this. I want you to place 3 birchwood. 1, 2, 3. White concrete. 3 birchwood. 1, 2, 3. White concrete. 3 birchwood. 1, 2, 3. white concrete. 3 birch wood, 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 3 birch wood, like this. So that is exactly what you should have. We now want to do this, and this is to be done 5 times in total. You want to extend the white concrete rows across the pool long ways so that you create the individual lanes like we spoke about. You want to extend the birchwood planks. The bottom pair and the top pair of birchwood planks want to be extended across and along and inside of the white concrete rows, like this, in a rectangular shaped pattern. We then want to follow this pattern along. We want to start from either left or right side, and we want to move inwards and place this pattern of blocks. Birch wood, sea lantern, and then this is where it starts. 2 birchwood planks, sea lantern. 2 birchwood planks, sea lantern. 2 planks, 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 lantern. And then you'll reach the end by placing a birchwood plank. And that is one of the individual swimming lanes. We now want to repeat this process 4 more times. Once again, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to come back, as not to take up too much time for the video. So this is what it will look like once you have done this to each one of the 5 lanes. You may need to pause the video right now to do that for yourself. Okay, next thing we're going to do is this. On the ends of the lanes, you will notice that we want to, well, you might not have noticed this, but on the ends of the lanes, we want to take the middle blocks of the lanes. We want to place a white concrete on top with a sea lantern on top of that. And we want to do that for each one of the middle parts of the lanes. These correspond with the sea lanterns that we have placed coming up the middle of the lanes. You want to do this on that side and also the opposite side too. So we just want to apply that to both sides, and then we can move on to this next part. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to fill in between all of the sea lanterns and in between all of the white concrete. We're going to make sides to the pool. So we just want to fill in between all of this stuff. We want to place white concrete blocks to build up the sides of the pool. And then we will add what's pretty much like diving boards. We'll also add in entrances and exits to the pool. Although I guess an entrance to the pool is just jumping in it. And I guess it's same for the exit, right? I mean, as if you can just climb yourself out of the pool, you don't really need like a specific entrance and exit. Although we are going to be adding those too, as we have quartz slabs going all the way around the edge of the pool. But you can see this being built up now. This is what you want to have done. Okay, next. So, at the ends of the lanes, we want to place block of quartz on top of the sea lanterns at the ends of the lanes. Like this. We want to place quartz stairs off the backs of the quartz blocks. We want to place white concrete left and right of the stairs and the quartz blocks. Like this. If you like, you can even create kind of a diving board situation by extending the quartz blocks forwards, like this, using a slab. Do this on the opposite side also. So we're going to place a block of quartz on top of each one of the sea lanterns. Quartz stairs behind those quartz blocks, like this. And then white concrete either side of the stairs / the quartz blocks, like this. We're also going to devise where we are going to climb up and out of the pool. I'd recommend 2 exits. So I'm going to place an exit here on the side of the pool, Very simple. Quartz stair, leave a gap, quartz stair, destroy into the side of the pool, replace it with birch planks to signify that there is an exit. You might even perhaps want to destroy the white concrete as well, turn it into quartz block, and then it's a little bit more easily viewable. But you don't need you don't really need that specifically that badly. But I'm going to do one there and then one on the opposite side, kind of like on the opposite corner. So, you know, kind of like here, here, destroy, 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 birchwood planks, and then block of quartz, block of quartz. Oh, I do also want to point out that, by the way, you know, we have the 2 exits now. You can put those anywhere on the pool. You can include them. You can have 4. You can even have some in the middle, whatever you like. Diving boards versus non-diving boards. It's completely up to you which you would prefer to have. I think I'm going to actually have one side with diving boards, one side without, just for a little bit of asymmetricality. I don't even know if that's a word. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to place quartz slab going all the way around the edge of the pool. Basically, all the way around on top of the white concrete that borders the pool, simply place some quartz slab like this. I've actually placed it in between the diving boards as well. That's an important distinction to make, ladies and gentlemen, and that will be important a little bit later on as well. Yep, we have placed all of that like this. Okay, the next 2 parts are very tedious. So once again, we're going to have a training montage, as I'll call it, to do the next 2 parts, but I'll show you. So, going from one side of the pool to the other, in between all of the lanes, beginning from the quartz slabs that we placed, we are going to use a combination of end rods, red concrete, yellow concrete, or any colors that you like, and we are going to do this. And this is very tedious. You place an end rod, red concrete, end rod, yellow concrete, end rod, red concrete, end rod, yellow concrete, so on and so forth, going from one end of the pool all the way to the other end of the pool. Very easy to do, doesn't take too much trouble. It's just a bit of a hassle, especially once you have done it quite a few times already. So I will complete one of these because I do also want to show you guys what to do next. So once you have placed all of the floaters, as I'll call them, the lane dividers, I'm going to grab, we forgot the most important material that we could possibly need, which is water. I'm hoping that you guys would have gathered that we'd need it anyway. Very sorry for forgetting that. I'm such an idiot. How can we have a pool without water? We're going to oh no. Oh dear, there we go. We're going to fill the pool with water, just like this. So, 2 things that I'm going to do whilst I'm gone to save time for the video. Fill the pool with water. I'm also going to add all of these lane dividers. So, I'll be back once I have done all of these. Back in a sec. So this is what the swimming pool will look like once you have added all of the barriers and once you have filled it with water. I really do love this swimming pool. I really like how it looks. It actually reminds me of the one that I used to go to when I was a kid. Really does bring back a little bit of memories. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. These are 4 awesome things that you can add to your Minecraft houses that will instantly improve them. More specifically, the garden. Although you could certainly have an indoor swimming pool, indoor tennis court, or an indoor basketball court, maybe even an indoor soccer pitch. I don't see why not. If you enjoyed this video, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very much. And share it with a friend. Sharing is caring. If you would like to keep up to date to the channel, please subscribe and click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you got my stuff sent directly to your sub box. And of course, if you want to check out any more builds by me, check out the card system and the description below for all sorts of other stuff as well. I actually made a video like this not so long ago that is more focused on interiors, so maybe you guys would like that. Who knows? And, well, you know what? That's actually it. Card system, description below, like the video, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. I'll check you in the next video. Goodbye, I'm falling, man. He is so gone.